Hello everyone, my name is Rajneesh Khare and welcome back to another video of UiPath AI Center series. We have started exploring the out-of-the-box packages in AI Center, and again in this video we will be going through one of the most famously used packages, that is object detection. So let's get into it. So inside ML packages, open the out-of-the-box packages. Here you will see image analysis. Under this we have the object detection package. So let's see. Now, what actually is object detection? Object detection is a technique which uses computer vision to identify or locate objects in an image or a video. So, this particular package is already pre-trained on the COCO dataset, which can predict up to 80 classes or 80 different kinds of object. Now, if you don't know about the COCO datasets, you can go to Kaggle and search for this dataset. Now, COCO actually stands for Common Object in Context. Now this is a very large data set which has more than 3 lakh annotated images. Now you can download this data set from Kaggle and explore it for yourself. And the model which this package uses is the YOLO model, or you only look once. It is a very effective algorithm for object detection. So this package comes built in with a state-of-the-art model which is trained on a large data set. Now, what actually is the output of this object detection? So, whenever you give an image to this object detection model, the output looks similar to something like this. So, you will get boxes drawn around objects which the model has predicted, along with the object name, that is the class, and the prediction score as well. So, you see in this case, it has identified car, person, bicycle, even traffic light. Now the input of this package is only the path of the image which we want to analyze. And in the output, again we get a JSON response. Now in the JSON response, we have the predicted byte array, the predicted class, the score, and the coordinates of the box. Now from where can we actually see this kind of image or this kind of result? So you see in the JSON response, we have one key called predicted byte array. This predicted byte array looks something like this. This is a lengthy string. Actually, this is a base 64 string. So what actually is base 64 string? Let me tell you, when you transfer images or videos over the network, so they are not transferred in their raw format or even in byte format. They are converted into long string which are known as base 64 string. So after the images have been encoded into base 64 format, they travel over the network, and on the receiving side they are decoded back and we get the original result. So let's see how this encoding decoding looks like. So I have opened an online tool to show you the base 64 encoding and decoding. You can use any online tool. So here first I'm converting an image into base 64 format. So let me select one image. So let's select this image of a boy playing football. And you see this is the base 64 encoding of the image which I uploaded. So this base 64 string will be transferred over the network, which makes the transfer fast and even memory efficient. So in order to see how the decoding will look like, let me copy this base 64 string. Now we will decode this. So if I paste the copied base 64 string and click on decode image, I get my original file back. So in order to produce an image out of this base 64 response, we'll decode this response back to an image. We'll see how we'll do this in UiPath. And this package is also retrainable, meaning you can train it with your custom labeled images and you can add those classes on top of the 80 available classes in this dataset. For now, we'll use the pre-built classes. So let me submit this package, give it a name and click on submit. Now we will directly move to create the ML skill. Since we are not doing any training, I'll give it a name, choose our package and choose the default major and minor version and click on create. Now we will wait until the skill becomes available. Now as our skill has become available, we'll move to Studio to work with it. So in my project folder, I have a data folder, and inside it, in the input folder, I have stored some sample images like this of a dog, some chairs, a boy playing football, and so on. So we'll give these images to the model and see what output we get out of it. So now since we know from the previous video, I have already installed the ML services and the web API packages to work with the ML activities. So first of all, I've started with a for each file and folder activity to iterate over the images in that input folder. So first let us place the ML skill activity. Now we leave the connection mode to robot and select our skill, which is object detection skill. Now in the input, I need to give the full path of the image which I want to analyze. So I'll use our loop-in variable, which is file, and we'll use the full name method. So this will return the full path of the image. And again, the output, the JSON response we'll store in a string called JSON response itself. Now we know the next step is to deserialize this JSON response into a JSON object. So we'll use the deserialize JSON activity, give the JSON string, which is JSON response, and store the output in a variable. Let's call it JSON object itself. Now I know out of all the keys which I'll get in the JSON output, I only want the key which contains the base64 string. So I'll decode that base64 string and convert it into the image. So let's see the key name. The key name is predicted byte array. So we'll store this base64 string in a separate variable. So let's create it. I'll call it str underscore base64. So JSON object and the key name which we have copied is predicted byte array and convert it to string. Now in UiPath we have one activity called save image. So what this activity does is it takes an image object and it takes the file name with which we want to save that image and saves it in our local system. So we need to create an image object out of this base64 string. How do we do that? So first let me create one more assign activity and let me create a variable called image. But first I need to change the data type of this image variable. So go to the variables panel, browse for types and search for system.drawing.image. Select this and click on OK. So this is an image variable type which we can pass in this save image activity. Now let's see how we'll do the conversion from base64 to image. So let me open the expression editor and I'll paste one expression. Now let me walk you through this expression. First of all, we are converting our base64 string into an array of byte using the convert dot from base64 string method. So this will convert our string into a byte array. Now we are converting that byte array into a memory stream. Why? Because if we convert it into a memory stream, we can give it to the dot from stream method of the image class. So what this method does is it will take the memory stream as an input and it will convert that memory stream into an image data type. So I hope this expression is clear. So click on save. Now we'll give this image variable here and we need to give the file name or the full file path. So I'll give the output folders path. Inside data we have one output folder. So I'll copy this, paste it here. And for specific file name, we'll get the file name along with extension using the path.getFileName method. So I'll pass our file loop-in variable here and done. So we have given the file name as an input to the ML skill. We have got the JSON response out of it. We have fetched only the base64 string from the response. Then we have converted that base64 string into an image data type. And then we have saved that image in our output folder. So let's run this automation. The run is completed. Now let's analyze the results. So I'll open the output folder. So we can see in this first image, it has identified one object which is labeled as dog with 54% accuracy. In the next image, it has identified 4 chairs, 3 with 100% confidence and 1 with 67%. That's also good actually, since only the arm of the chair is visible. In the next one, it has identified a person, one sports ball, and then another person and another sports ball as well. Even though these objects are blurred, since it has identified them pretty well. So in the next image, again, it has identified a person, another person, a ball, and a couple of more person. In this one, it has identified one object as birds. Yeah, that is also correct. Here it has identified a person and a dog. And in this image, it has identified quite a lot of objects, one car, even the traffic lights, the persons walking on the streets. And in this one also, it has identified a truck, a person, even the person's tie, the bicycle, and cars. So this was object detection package for you with its out-of-the-box capabilities. For more such content on AI Center, keep watching. Thank you.